Hi again. My name is Rebel and I'm the Rebel Reseller, and today I'm going to be doing my first half of my What's Sold, which will be for last Monday through Thursday. I'm trying to look at my numbers here. My date is October 21st through the 24th, Monday through Thursday, and 2 days okay and 2 days pretty good, so I'm not going to complain. You know, I think hopefully after this next week, we'll start seeing true fourth quarter sales going on. For those of you who have been having great sales, wonderful, wonderful. For those that haven't been, just hang in there, hang in there. We've got a lot of, stuff going on in the United States. And I think once the election and everything is over, I'm hoping that things will pick up for all of us. Unfortunately, we are actually going to be going out of town again tomorrow. This is Friday, the 1st of November. Robert's family has had another death in the family, so his uncle has passed. And so we're going to be leaving probably tomorrow morning to go up back to Missouri. But this time I think we're going to stay a couple of extra days and just get a little bins shopping done. Just because it's something I like to do and give ourselves a little break. And why not, right? So we'll probably come back towards the middle, Wednesday, Thursday maybe, and be right back in the game trying to get, everything shipped from our vacation and get back to getting stuff listed. Because this week's been tough for me. Those of you, right there, I had a tooth extracted and the whole procedure, I had lots of issues with it. And finally, I'm on day 8. I'm not totally back to normal, but I am doing a whole lot better. A whole lot better because, man, those first few days, I was pitiful, but getting back to it. Hopefully I won't ever have to go through that again. All right, let's go ahead and let me show you what's sold. I had only one sale on Mercari. I'm giving up. I'm totally giving up. I'm not even going to cross list there anymore. Funny thing is yesterday I got, a survey on my thoughts about Mercari. And I could tell it was trying to drag me in a positive direction, but I was like, no. You guys just need to take your platform back to the way it was. I said my sales were not great before you did that, and they are almost non-existent since you changed your fee structure. So I'm hoping maybe they'll go the way of Poshmark and just say, this was a good test, but it didn't work for us, because I'm not liking it at all. At all. Has Poshmark gotten any better for me? No, not really either, but it is what it is. I'm still focusing. I'm going to still try to get a whole bunch of stuff on Poshmark. I did just get Ambassador. I hadn't really tried until they were doing this free or reduced free shipping thing, whatever it was, when they changed their structure, and then they took that away. But I'm glad I got there. It's a little star on my on the platform, so maybe it'll push me towards a few more sales. So yesterday I put about, 30 things over on Poshmark. I'm going to try to do it again this afternoon. And then, of course, I'm still doing some on Etsy. But I balk at that 20 cents per listing at the beginning. But I'm making sales. I'm going to share with you 3 things that sold over there, and they were good sales. So I just need to knock that off and get more stuff listed over there. So maybe that'll be what I focus on the next few days while we're traveling. But, all right, let's go ahead and get to it. The one and only sale on Mercari was this Aurora Mioni Tots, little German Shepherd dog, and it sold for $9.95. And then 3 sales to share with you on Etsy. The first one was this Christmas Around the World ox, donkey, and sheep. I had picked this up at my favorite little estate sale company. I want to say maybe I paid $1 for all 3 of them. It was not complete. That was all there was to the set. And they sold for $29.95. And then this was from my Snoopy lot. This was the Hallmark Peanuts Musical Snow Globe. It also sold for $29.95. And then the watch from the Snoopy set. This was a Peanuts Armatron wrist watch with Schroeder and Snoopy. The music part did work. It just wasn't keeping time. And it sold for $69.95. So that was a really nice sell. And like I've mentioned in previous videos, we paid $150 for the whole Snoopy lot. The charm I had already sold the charm for, I want to say $300, maybe a little bit more. So, I mean, everything is profit at this point. And then eBay. If you're new to my channel, I don't do free shipping on any of the platforms. So when I say something sold for, like this item, $17.71, the buyer also paid shipping. Sold a lot of clothes, a lot. I reluctantly agreed to start selling clothes. I want to say it was 3 years ago, and I'm very glad we did. We don't sell high-end, clothes. We source what we can find. Now, a lot of this we do pick up at the bins when we are traveling. We try to pick up stuff at our local yard sales, but this year was awful, awful, awful for sourcing locally. But, for the most part, this is mostly bins pickups, or if we go to yard sales or estate sales. So we don't pay a whole lot for them, and, we're making really decent profit on these items. This is Cato. It is a sleeveless vest, and it sold for $17.71. I always say this: source what you can find for your area. You don't have to go for the things that only sell for $25 or $50 or whatever. I don't live in an area where I'm going to find a whole lot of that, but I can find a whole lot of stuff that sell for, clothing wise, $15, $20. All right, these are Aeropostale women's jeans, sold for $13.51. Fisher Price Little People. Pretty sure this was in the lot of stuff that my friend Sam found for me at a yard sale. I paid $50. It ended up being in like 5 sets of things from the different play sets. These farm pieces sold for $28.30. This was a nice surprise. I want to say I picked this up at a yard sale when we were up in Missouri this last time. I want to say I paid $1 for it. I tend to love to pick up vintage Christmas. I saw the date was 1976. It was working, but I was very pleasantly surprised that it sold for quite a bit. There were comps on it. I ended up taking an offer of $40 for this Yuletide Enterprises Santa musical wind-up toy. Yosemite National Park coffee cup mug. I love picking up mugs. We get a lot of them, a quarter, 50 cents, $3, $4 at yard sales and estate sales. A lot of them are vintage. A lot of them are like tourist stuff or advertising, Starbucks, just anything like that. I tend to like picking them up. This one sold for $8.96. Just showed this in a recent haul. I'm pretty sure it was in one of the bins bags from St. Louis. This is Pacific Products Cat Christmas Stocking, and it sold very quickly for $20. All right, this is a Robert find. We went all the way to another town, like over an hour drive to go to an estate sale. Ended up not being that great. There were a few things we had asked prices on, and the person pulled out their phone and started checking the Google. But Robert did find this. I want to say he paid $5. I think we ended up with 2 of these, yeah, because I've got this one marked number 1. But it was Fiji men's fraternity jacket, and it sold for $35. Columbia men's extra large hunting shirt sold for $15. Clothes, y'all. Lululemon women's magenta strappy sports bra sold for $15.94. Blah Blah Brown Deer Hazel Girl Plush sold for $16.98. This was from the Snoopy lot also. This was Snoopy as Ace the Pilot. It was still in its original sealed bag, and it sold for $8.96. American Girl Bitty Baby little shirt. Anytime I find American Girl and Bitty Baby stuff, I'll either make an outfit. Very seldom will I do lots unless, you know, for some reason, there's a reason why I'm putting all the things together. But this shirt sold for $10. Another thing from the Snoopy lot. This is Joe Cool Snoopy metal lunchbox from 1998. Sold for $11.66. Dragon Tails Blue Ord Dinosaur Plush sold for $17.95. I tend to pick up most things Dragon Tails. Now this was in the box lot of stuff that I picked up at our friend Daryl and Dwayne's estate sale. They had a box. Most of it was My Little Pony. I paid $25 for the box. And I think I even made a video of how I sorted some of it out to determine what it was, you know, doing Google Lens and stuff. But there were a couple of pieces in there that were She-Ra, Princess of Power. This was just a comb and brush replacement set, and they sold for $15. I picked up, I want to say, it was this large glass jar, very large jar, and it was full of these grapes. I want to say I paid $10 for all of it, but I wanted the jar. I'm going to put, I think I had decided I'm going to put cookie cutters in it. So I've been collecting a few. I definitely don't have enough yet to fill the jar. And I'm going to just put it upstairs on display. But these were the grapes that were in the jar. And I ended up selling the lot of 16 of them for $30. All right. Y'all, summery stuff is still selling. It's warm in different parts of the world. So I'm not the type that says, oh, I'm only going to list, you know, fall and winter stuff during that season. If I've got it, it's going to get listed. Same as my holiday stuff. Everything gets listed when I get it without regards to, you know, the season that I'm in. But we picked these up at a church sale. It was $5 fill a bag. I think we ended up buying like 4 bags of stuff. So paid $20 for a bunch. I don't know, I've already sold one pair of the shoes for $45. And then these Skechers Cali Rumblers wedge sandals sold for $15. Mattel Emotions Bear Plush. This one was funny. Dressed up like a housewife with the curlers, the coffee cup, the bathrobe. I think I had lost one of the shoes, but it sold for $15.81. Tyco building blocks. I bought a huge tote of Duplo building blocks at the Red, White, and Blue the first time we ever went there last summer. And I always separate. I don't mix Duplos and Mega Blocks or Tycos or any of the other brands. I painstakingly go through every one of them. It's not really that hard if you get the right lighting. And you just kind of look in the circle, see that it says Lego or Duplo or whatever, and set them aside. These were the Tyco blocks in the container. I just made a lot up of them, and they sold for $17.95. These next two are from one buyer. They ended up buying 2 lots of my Folkmanis finger puppets. This set of 2, the chipmunk and the skunk, sold for $10. And then this lot of the bear and the squirrel sold for $13. So not bad, $23 for 4 finger puppets. All right, this has been listed for a really long time. I think at some point it was like in a box lot of stuff, probably have very little in it. And with Robert and him sending out really large offers on some of our old listings, it ended up selling for $14.01. All right, Mattel Baby Beans doll from 1984 sold for $8. Yeah, let me tell you a story about this one. The person who bought this bought it, but sent a message to me asking if I would be able to ship priority mail. I'm assuming they needed it by this past Friday. I bet it was for a Halloween party, Halloween costume type thing. So I ended up, they had already paid. So I canceled the order, added Priority Mail Express, and then they bought it again. So they paid $24.95 for the Naked Mole Rat. And then it was like 20 some dollars for the shipping also. So, you know, sometimes people are willing to really pay for something if it's made available, you know, for them to do that. There was a time when I used to say, okay, send me your PayPal info, and I'd send them a PayPal invoice. But to me, I think it's easiest now when you have a situation, you know, be it they want a different address or they need a different shipping than what was available, just to go ahead and cancel the order and set it up or have them repurchase again with the correct information or the correct shipping. That's just how I'm going to do it from now on. That way you don't have to get PayPal involved. And sometimes, you know, the bots catch you asking for that information and they send you a little nasty red message saying you can't, you know, swap out private information. So anytime you need to change an order, just cancel it and let them repurchase it, and you know, with everything the way that it needs to be. Chaps Women Floral Maxi Dress sold for $19.99. These were in the Snoopy lot also. They both needed wash, but they came out really great condition. It was this Snoopy with the little Charlie Brown pumpkin face and then dressed as a Santa Claus, sold for $16.50. All right, picked these up on our trip earlier this year to Missouri. We got detoured off of the highway because of an accident, and we ended up finding a few yard sales. I bought like 3 or 4 little sets of these HO scale models, and then there were these 3 larger boxed sets. I counted the pieces for the smaller lots. They were complete, no issues with any of them. They all sold very quickly. I didn't want to count the pieces of this, but the boxes were opened, so I just made a note that said exactly what I just said. The smaller sets were complete. You know, I'm not going to be able to confirm that these are 100% complete. And, you know, hopefully there wasn't going to be an issue. And they sold very, very quickly for $30. Brass. I'm trying to get rid of most of the rest of the brass. I've made tons and tons of profit on them. Now it's just time to be done. Move on to something else, right? So took a best offer of $8 on this brass giraffe with its head bowed. I think I've got another one to share with you too. Proper men's tactical pants sold for $15. Lots of clothes. American Eagle Outfitters cargo jeans sold for $22.21. Cargo jeans do really well, or jeans that just don't look like normal. There's something unique about them. They do really, really well for us, you know, regardless of the brand. All right, this is Gund Snuffles Dark Brown Bear. This was in one of the bags from the Red, White, and Blue in Connecticut, and it sold for $17.95 very quickly. Dandy Pink Dog Plush said, I love you this much on it, and it sold $17.95. Cloud Island Gray Owl Lovey, again, sold very quickly, $11.66. Lauren jeans, or Lauren Ralph Lauren women's pants. These were size 6. They were purple, and they sold for $17.71. Here's another one of the brass pieces again. I'm ready for it to be gone, and I took an offer of $8 for them, or for the rocking horse figure. All right, Kohl's. I love picking up Kohl's. This was a gray elephant from 2020, sold for $8.96. All right, this is one I had you know, I'm not used to listing doll clothes, first and foremost, and especially ones that were handmade. I bought a large lot of Terry Lee dolls, 3 of them with lots and lots of clothes. Some of them were branded clothes, and then a lot of them were handmade. So I just kind of picked one that was, you know, nice condition. And then I just basically put in the listing that it was part of a large lot of dolls that I picked up, and, you know, just left it at that so that people know that I'm not just guessing that this is Terry Lee. And didn't have any issues with it. It sold again very quickly. This one dress, $12. I've got to get to the rest of them. I haven't yet. All right, Baby Gap denim bear plush that has a rattle in it, sold for $12.20. I think my next brand video I'm going to put together is going to be the 3 like specialty stores that I'm always talking about: Baby Gap, Old Navy, and Gymboree. I'm going to just show you some of the higher dollar items to be looking in from those 3 brands as far as Plush, because, you know, they do relatively well for me. Old Navy women's jeans sold for $13.51. Forever 21. This is a mustard yellow women's jacket, sold for $17.71. Right, this was a Ben's pickup also. This is a more like a reproduction of the Fisher-Price movie viewer. It came with those 2 cartridges. This is from 2014, and it sold for $19. Not quite sure where I remember picking this up. Don't remember at all, but it had a tag on it. It was by the 3 Weavers. It was a wool shawl, and it sold for $15. Gund Hamlet the Pig from 1980 sold for $17.95. I find him a couple of times a year, I think. Care Bears, Share Bear, and Champ Bear lot. These were by Nanco, and they sold for $13.45. I tend to pick up a lot of the Care Bears. Most of them are bread and butter, but it's just one of those character plush I like to get. Carhartt women's jeans, $22.21. This was in a recent haul video. It is a squishable. It was ended up on the tag, said it was a mini Netherland dwarf rabbit from 2018, and it sold for $24.26. All right, this also recent haul. This is SpongeBob SquarePants pillow plush, 24 inches tall, sold for $12. Probably wouldn't pick it up again, but it was a fast sell. All right, 2 more. This was in a lot of Christmas ornaments that I picked up. I almost didn't list it. I almost put it in my donate stuff because the things that I wanted in the bag, I had already taken out, and this was just leftover. But I ended up, it was leather, and I thought, we'll just see. And it sold in like a month for $10.49. And then, but we're down to my last sale, my best sale. And y'all, I sold the third one. I sold the Liberty Puzzle. This was night before Christmas. Had 484 pieces. I loved these puzzles, but I only have 1 wooden puzzle left, but it wasn't the Liberty brand. And you could just tell it was not as good a quality as these puzzles were. I am forever going to be on the lookout for these. We paid about, I think, $20 each. We ended up picking up 3 of these, and this one sold for $199.95. Loved, loved, loved them. Let me show you. Right here. Look at the puzzle pieces. They are the most amazing puzzles. And when you put them together, they were snug. There wasn't a whole lot of wiggle room. It was best quality ever. Best quality ever. All right, y'all. Going to turn right around and get the second video. Like I said, we are going out of town probably tomorrow morning, so we've got a lot of work to do in order to be gone for a few days. It's a lot of work to take, you know, your business on the road. So just, I got lots to do. All right, the rest of y'all get to work too. Bye.